Well, a high-rise plan that could change the skyline of Galt isn't only getting pushback over the height, but also the developer's plans for parking and the apartment units themselves. CTV's Jeff Pickel joining us live with a follow-up on this story. Jeff, this was certainly a hot topic at Cambridge Council last night. You know, we often hear about the need for more housing. Residents had a lot of questions about this plan, though.
Well, Tony, this building, if approved as is, would add over 300 units to a very scarce market, but they are mostly in one-bedroom and bachelor apartments. And it's the parking plan in an area that's already pretty tight on parking that the mayor is most concerned.
32, 36, and 38 Grand Avenue, the proposed location for a 28-story tower.
This particular area of the city has become very troublesome for the amount of traffic, the amount of parking, or I should say the lack of parking that's currently there.
The plans call for a high-rise that would add 328 units to the housing supply, but council and residents harboring concerns.
We have grave concerns about parking, infrastructure that's there, noise, just overall location, height.
In line with the new provincial guidelines, the developer is proposing just 150 parking spaces, less than half than one per unit. A concept the mayor says is relying on the promise of LRT that is not a reality yet.
We are so many years out from that if it happens, because we're still waiting to find out of whether we're going to get provincial and federal funding.
The other issue:
who would be the intended market for these bachelor and one-bedroom units?
Is unit type, with 274 of the 328 units being bachelor and one bedroom.
So that's for cost efficiencies for building, but that's not what the public needs, because the housing needs assessment shows that that's not what's needed anyway. It's for, 3-4 bedroom units is what's really needed by the public.
The planner, speaking on behalf of the developer, disagrees and says this proposal fills an important need in the city.
My client is a developer who's done a lot of projects, a lot of residential projects and commercial projects. I believe they understand the market just from their history of doing development.
No decisions were made on the proposal. Council asked the developer to come back with a new plan that addresses their concerns.
Now, hanging over these meetings is the Ontario Land Tribunal that rules on disagreements between developers and municipalities. The OLT can completely override a council decision and give the developer what they ask for. However, Mayor Liggett says that's not always the case, and they should not act out of a fear of what might happen. Tony?
Okay, we will stay tuned to this one. Jeff, thanks so much for that update. CTV's Jeff Pickel live with us tonight.